Ugo! It's an Ugo revive! Take out your glasses, boys and girls. Get ready, don't stare directly at it. But an Ugo revive just happened before your very own eyes. Ah, it's an Ugo revive!
Hey guys, that's your Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to have you all here with me today, sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need it out there today. Oh, we've got a good one in store for you all today. We're going to bring back this series. It's like the 13th installment. If you really have some time to kill and you're super bored, you can watch all of them. I'm going to include the entire series of maxing out a team with whoever I pull from a shard. Today we're going to go with SACRED Shards, and I really have had my eyes. We have interesting choices here, right? We're going to pull 5. I'm going to build a team of whoever. I'm going to max out whoever I pull. Crap champion, great champion, legendary, epic. We're going to max out whoever. We're going to put them on the same team together and give them a shot. Give our impressions of these champions. I'll show you how I built them as well. But man, this is an interesting choice here. We have the brand new Arashi the Riptide. Doesn't look that good. We have Duchess, who's a goat. I've really been interested in Highkeeper Prisma. I love the revive is okay, but I love this ally attack with the instant turn on the nuker if it kills an enemy. This is bonkers on a 3-turn cooldown, ignoring 35% of the target's defense. I really like that. Maybe like combined with like a Phenax or something like that, right? With a hard-hitting A1. I digress. My choice is actually going to be Glaciad the Meltwater. I think this dude is a monster champion, one of the best in the game. We'll get so lucky if we can actually get this dude. I bet we absolutely will not, but a man can dream. A fella can dream, can't they? Can't he?
Not in my world.
Anyway, here we go. Let's do this. All right, let's start out with an epic. We have... Well, I don't need to max out Ugo. We already have Ugo, but we're gonna rock Ugo. For my money, Ugo is still the best epic in the game. I mean, listen, Geo, you're right there in the conversation, right? A bunch of others, right? Tagore, my main man. I love me some Tagore. Ugo, Tagore, Geo. Who else would put? Seer. You gotta put Seer in there, maybe Whisper. Anyway. Ugo, welcome to the squad. That's going to make things really easy to start out with, I'm not going to lie. We get Zargala. All right, old school nuker, decreased defense, have that instant activation of the A3, triple hitter. Oh my god, is this I feel like this is your life. This is your Raid Shadow Legends life. It's Tyrell. Talk about an oldie but a goodie there. A little redundant with Ugo and Tyrell on the squad, but man, this is going to be a stacked lineup here. Sir Artemage, the dude with all the breathing problems. I guess if you had that much armor all over every inch of your entire body, you'd be...
How we feeling today?
I can't breathe.
Heaving as well. This guy, he's got a, yeah, he's a guy. I like the Black Knight, though. I'll be honest with you guys. I have not invested in Sir Artemage. I'm writing them down because I'm old and I'll forget. I've not invested in Sir Artemage before, so I'm excited to see what he can do. And last, but certainly not least, Zargala again. Redo. Can't do 2 Zargalas. Okay, legendary gold. Legend, no. We get... Ooh, Crypt Witch. Very interesting last champion to have on the team. An old school OG, one of the original champions out there in the game. What does she do again? Actually, I'll come back with the builds and we'll talk about what all these champions do, and we'll see Ugo, Zargala, Tyrell, Sir Artemage, and Crypt Witch.
This is gonna be like one of those buddy movies.
All on the same team. Be right back. All right, guys, I am back. It's a few hours later. I have all these champions built. I had a few of them already. I had to build a couple of them as well. I actually had a few dupes quite a few dupes for a lot of these champions, so I was able to empower them as well. I want to rank them in order of the hellhades.com rating for these champions out of 5. So they have Crypt Witch as the worst of the 5. What do you guys think? Do you agree with that? I think I might agree agree with that. They don't give her very good ratings anywhere. She does have an ignore shield and block damage on her A1, a 3.4 strong multiplier. Her base attack is 1421, not too bad for an epic champion. She has a triple hitter with decreased defense, a weak multiplier of 2.2, but is a triple hitter, not too bad. And then she's a hard-hitting 4.5, ignoring 50% of the target's defense if she has higher speed than the target. So man, that can absolutely smack. I decided to build her very fast for that reason, to take advantage, especially in the arena, of that A3. All right, the next champion is going to be Sir Artemage. They gave him a 3 out of 5. Quite a bit better when it comes to dungeons and area ratings. They have a decreased defense for 2 turns on his A1. The second hit has a decreased speed. Very nice A1 ability, a 50% chance at landing both. He has removes all debuffs from this champion, then attacks all enemies on his A2, a 4.2 multiplier. His base attack is 1310, so not as good as Crypt Witch. And then on his A3, Unshakable Valor, attack one enemy, ignore 30% of the target's defense, increase attack, increase crit damage on this champion if we kill an enemy, and these buffs cannot be removed. That's a 6.7 multiplier. Definitely the strongest multiplier that we have here, even when you factor in the, well, I don't want to ruin the surprise for you guys. Now, this is where things get crazy. We have Tyrell, we have Zargala, and we have wWho. They're all super redundant in the sense that they're, very well-known AoE decreased defense champions. So we have decreased defense on lockdown with this team. What we don't have, and it was actually a real challenge building this team, is much support. Everything's going to fall on wWho, right? We'll talk more about that when we get into the builds in just a second. Obviously, Tyrell, a lot better. They give him a 3.5 rating out of 5. He's still got it. He's got a decreased attack on his A1, which is going to be very important on this team. We don't have it otherwise. He has a decreased defense on an AoE 4-turn cooldown, a chance of placing a sleep as well, whatever. And then he has a preemptive strike, a very strong move for control on his A3. Tyrell decreases the target's turn meter by 50% if the attack fully depletes the target's turn meter. It will place a stun for not 1, but a 2-turn stun on that A3 ability, 5.3 defensive multiplier. Now, another big problem with this team as we go to Zargala, she's tied with Tyrell at a 3.5 out of 5. Big problem with the team is I've got all these attack-based damage dealers and no increased attack champion on the squad. I am going to cheat a little bit and put Arbiter just to see what these champions can do in only the arena, and then I'll run them together in some PvE areas as well. So Zargala, as I said, an old school damage dealer. She has this cool A2 where she instantly activates the A3, which is a hard-hitting triple hitter with a decreased defense. Granted, it's a 75% decreased defense, but it is a triple hitter, and both the second 2 waves of hits have a chance at placing that decreased defense, so it is pretty reliable, albeit on a 4-turn cooldown. Damage multiplier 1.2, but it's 3 hits there, so not bad. A 5.3 on her Devastate, which again, if you kill the target, can instantly activate the crack armor. All right, what do they give wWho? A 4.5. This is criminal, Hell Hades. It's criminal. wWho's a 5. A 5! And she's going to prove that to you guys in today's video. Obviously, you guys know wWho. One of the best epics in the game. I already said that earlier in the video. For you, it was 2 minutes ago. For me, it was 2 hours ago. We have a leech on her A1. All these champions have pretty decent A1s where they're doing something that can benefit this team, which is nice. A leech on the A1 is going to help. We need all the healing we can get from our wWho, right? She's our only support on the entire team, so I had to triple down on the wWho support, the way that I had to build her and the way that I had to build this entire roster. So her AoE on the A2 is amazing, one of the best decreased defense abilities in the game. She's using Endgame and Hydra specifically because of the block buffs and the decreased defense. She's got a heal reduction removal on her A3, another removal of a random debuff from all allies, then a heal 20% of her max HP. So we wanted her with a lot of healage, a lot of HP, and that's going to inform the way that we built her and the rest of the squad. We had to try to get around our deficiencies. So wWho originally, I have my wWho built in Reflex. If you can get really crazy with it, you can build her with 4-piece Merciless and a 4-piece Reflex. That way she has the double cooldown. Both of her moves are incredibly powerful, and we'd love to get back to them as quickly and as often as possible. But I had to make the sacrifice and switch her over to a shield set, or in this case, the upgraded version, the bolster set. So I have her in a bolster. With Perception, the Merciless is neither here nor there. It's just remnants from the old build. But we had to go in and get as much HP as possible. She needed the shield or the bolster set because we have no way to keep these champions alive, right? We have no way to revive them. Well, we have the once in a blue moon, like the solar eclipse that happens once every whatever years, where we have wWho can emergency revive, but we can't count on that, right? So we need those heals. So I built her fast, with as much accuracy as I could muster, and as much HP as I could muster, right? So there's the build. We have her in bolster set with a perception set. We have HP, speed on the boots. We went with what I went with accuracy and resistance on the banner. Again, this is remnants from the old Merciless build that I had with the reflex, but I decided to keep it on there. She's okay with her base stats. HP on the banner as well as HP, obviously, on the ring. You want to build your wWho with as much HP as possible. Journal of Necrotos, which is wearers heal in turn meters, specifically heal. Increase applied to allies are boosted by 15%. This is very good. One of my favorite rare relics out there to put on your healers and your turn meter increasers. I had Cruelty on her. I think I'm going to change the blessing. It's free anyway right now. I'm going to go ahead and change it to... I think I'm going to go with Survival Instinct, guys. It's a rare blessing. I'm a big fan of it, especially in this situation, right? She is fully awakened, so when she has a... when she receives a debuff, right? Whenever she receives any debuff, she's going to go ahead and get a turn meter fill of 10%. For wWho, we want her going a lot because she needs to get in there and heal the rest of the team, right? So I'm actually going to go with, I didn't even change it. I'm going to go with Survival Instinct here. You can make a case for quite a few other blessings as well, but that's the way that we're going to go. And as I mentioned on wWho, I had to triple down on the healing and the support. I wanted as much turn meter increase as I possibly can, so Cycle of Revenge is going to be a perfect fit on wWho. I went with all the healing masteries. I went with Cycle of Magic to try to get back to that A3 even quicker. And then I went with Arcane Celerity to increase her turn meter when a debuff is removed. She has 3 debuffs in her kit, 2 on the A2, 1 on the A1. Keep in mind she does have that leech as well. It sucked to have to bypass the accuracy masteries, but we had to min-max the survivability of this team. Timely Intervention increases champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally hero drops below 25%. So between the Timely Intervention and the Cycle of Revenge and the Arcane Celerity, we're getting a bunch of turn meter fill and some Resurgent to help cleanse those debuffs off of her as well. That is our wWho build. Let me go through the rest pretty quickly here. I went 9-piece pinpoint with Tayrel because why not? I could have just went shock and went with the same kind of perception-y type build, but I wanted to switch things up a little bit with Tayrel, so I threw him in a 9-piece. The rest of his stats are not like super ideal, but he's fine. I have crit rate on the gauntlets, so thus the 114 over crit cap crit rate. I have 514 on the accuracy, 285 on the speed. Heck, I'm happy with the build. We have defense on the chest, speed on the boots, accuracy on the banner, and crit damage on the amulet with crit rate on the gauntlets. So there it is. I don't have a relic on him right now. I have Crushing Rend. We'll leave it as the blessing. And I went down and picked up War Master as my tier 6 blessing, or excuse me, mastery on Tayrel. Zargala, I went Helm Smasher. Here's her masteries. Crushing Rend as well on Zargala. No relic on Zargala. I did go attack on the banner. I don't know if I can get by with 297 accuracy, but I'm not going to be using Zargala in the arena. She's going to be a sub out, so I feel like we'll be fine in the PvE areas that we're going to be tackling in today's video. I went crit damage on the amulet, and then I have attack on the ring as well. So she's kind of a glass cannon here, right? We did go speed on the boots. We went attack percentage on the chest. We went crit damage on the gauntlets. These aren't that bad, but I don't know if I want to burn all my oils on this bad boy. So we have double Cruel and Perception. It's not your #1 ideal build for Zargala. You'd rather have her in Savage and maybe a Perception instead. But I like the extra attack. We're able to get her attack up to 6,700, which is really, really nice. So she'll be able to deal some damage for us in wave content, but I'm just worried about keeping her alive. Sir Artemage! Oh, good old Sir Artemage. Very interesting champion. I built him in Stone Skin and Savage because he's going to be one of our arena nukers with that very hard-hitting A3, which you guys are going to love. Probably the most hard-hitting ability you'll see in today's video. We have the Arithi Coronet. Coronet, obviously. Where damage increased by 1% each time they place a debuff. He does have those debuffs on his A1 ability, which is, you know, pretty nice. So again, Savage is built like your typical nuker. We have him at 253 speed, 103, 273. 4,700. His attack was tough to get super high because his base attack is fairly low at 1310. He does have a little bit of defense, but I wasn't blown away by those base stats. I have a tier 6 on Helm Smasher on our man Sir Artemage. I do not have a blessing, unfortunately, for Sir Artemage. Good old Artie. Crypt Witch, like I said, I decided to build her super fast and forego the Savage or the lethal gear. So I went with Stone Skin 4-piece in double speed instead. I think it's absolutely crucial that we build her fast enough to always take advantage of the A3 ability. Now, in a lot of situations, the speed that we have on her is going to be fine against most champions at 299. So she's fast. Her attack is pretty good. She has beautiful ignore defense. I went with Helm Smasher, but we are sacrificing some of that guaranteed ignore defense vis-a-vis the Savage or the lethal gear. But I like this build on her. I went with Unholy Grail, primarily to take advantage of the extra 104 attack, right? So I went crit damage on the gauntlets, attack percentage on the chest, and speed with attack percentage on those boots. So those are the builds, guys. Those are going to be the 5 champions. Arbiter, I will show you in the arena. I just have her in speed gear. I want to set this team up with an increased attack. So let's start right there. Let's start in the arena and see what this team can do. So Arbiter is going to set up Sir Artemage and Crypt Witch. Have any of you guys ever invested in these champions? Sir Artemage and Crypt Witch, those two specifically. I imagine a lot of you guys, if you're lucky enough to have an wWho, you've invested in her, hopefully, right? So we have the bolster set. Nice survivability here, thanks to wWho. She's going to go in. She's going to place those block buffs. She's going to obviously place the decreased defense as well. So we don't have an AoE here on Crypt Witch, but we do have that not so fast ability. I think she's going to be faster than everybody on this team, maybe with the exception of Arbiter. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to pop off Arbiter with the A3. 155,000 damage, really solid. All right, let's do the Unshakable Valor ability. And you guys, again, you're gonna be impressed by this one. It's Smax. So let's go after Trunda. She has a lot of HP, 217,000. She has a lot of HP, but she's not exactly a tank, to be fair, Ash. All right, we're gonna go with the turn meter boost because Lydia would block it anyway if we went to revive. So let's go in with the A2 here. And our girl Crypt Witch is dead, but we have this AoE on the Ring True. The cool thing is he's going to remove that weaken from himself before he goes in. He kills Ninja easily, about 100k damage, and that's going to be that. So pretty impressive. Let's go after a tankier team, though, right? I want to see what they can do against like a Seifi or something like that. A pretty hard-hitting A1 on Sir Artemage as well. So let's see what we have here. Do we have anything like ultra tanky? This team's ultra tanky, but they also scared the hell out of me, or a little bit tanky. They have Amrishka. I want to get something more traditionally tanky here. Maybe like I don't know. Let's just go after Duchess. This is a weird team with Altan. I promise we'll try a hard team here as well. And I will get Tayrell and Zargala in here as well. But first, let's try the A2, the Dismantle ability here in Crypt Witch. Okay, she destroyed Altan. Let's just go in with the AoE nuke here, right? Because they have 2 revivers anyway, so boom. Okay, not bad, but I don't like the fact that they were revived. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Let's go in there, try to reduce the duration of some of those debuffs. I'm going to save wWho's A3 in case I really need it here in a moment. wWho almost finished off Duchess all by herself. Don't mess with wWho. All right, we're just going to absolutely wreck Duchess, 110k on Crypt Witch's A3 ability. Let's go in. We should be able to pop off any of these champions with ease. Again, 150,000, man. That A3 of Sir Artemage, I will say, it really freaking smacks. It really smacks. I'll give you my final rankings and opinions on all of these champions at the end of the video as well, guys. And I'll give you kind of my rating. But Sir Artemage, that huffy puffy mofo there, man, he's I don't know. It's hard to say he's impressive. This is a tankier team here. All right, we're going in. Gonna go in here. A2 got a weak hit there against Wither, which sucks anyway. She has to cleanse, so it's a regardless. A lot of cleansers, a lot of high resist on this team, so wGho won't be as effective with that A2 at least. All right, so they only have one reviver, but she unfortunately has Stone Skin for 2 turns, which is not ideal. So let's just go in with the A2, see if we can chip away here, right? Again, I don't want her just to revive right away. You know what? Roshkard, the tower is on this team. I don't want to deal with Roshkard. I might just burn this A3 just so he doesn't get a turn to put the block damage on, and then we'll deal with him on the next go-round. Block damage is going to be very annoying on a team like this, so I'd rather... Okay, she goes in with the A2 anyway, and by she, I mean Duchess. All right. Let's go in, see what we can do against Duchess here. Ah! I was really, really hoping we were going to be able to go in there and finish her off. A2 of Sir Artemage. That wasn't ideal. Let's just A1. wGho, hit her hard. Okay. So Dutch is going to get that revival off. It's okay, though. As long as... Boom. Okay. Crypt Witch. I've got to be real with you guys on Crypt Witch. Not blown away by Crypt Witch. Man, there's so many epics in this game. Videos like this remind me that really could use a buff, you know? Crypt Witch, I mean, okay, Ashley goes in and slays Duchess. Okay, we forgive you momentarily at least. Let's go in there with the A2. And go in. Let's see, can we pop off Roshkard here? We can't. Ooh, Sir Artemage, at least he can pack a punch, right? Now, in all fairness, though, let's go Mithrala. In all fairness, he does have the Savage gear on, right? And we have all the speed on Crypt Witch. So I don't want to hold it, you know, too much against him. Boom, go in there. Ooh, that's a nice... I should have used that A3 there against Wither the Crown, too, because it's going to take forever. Oh, Crypt Witch!
Actually, look at...
Okay, not bad. Switch up the team really quickly here. Let's take these 2 out. And let's put the other 2 in, just for 1 match. And then we'll jump into, no. Well, I don't think, who cares? Let's just go in with this, right? All right, let's just see what they can do. I will go into a couple dungeons for you guys, or with you guys as well. All right, boom. Wow. Okay, Sir Artemage, I see you, bro. He's like, I'm not done with my spotlight yet, Ash. All right. Sir Artemage, we're gonna go with the A3. We don't want to steal the show, man. Sir Artemage, you can be a nice little nuker. I feel like I'm tipping my hand too much to my power rankings at the end of the video. All right, we have to go with the A2 here because they got UDK on the team. We did absolutely demolish somebody, though. Eric's. Poor Eric's. All right, let's go in with the A3 here again because of UDK on the Zargala. Zargala's not bad. Rathalos, though, you never know. He could put me down. So that sucks. It's a... Well, I don't even know why I went after. It doesn't matter who I went after there. Stone Skin or Unkillable, pick your poison. Now we can go in with that double hitter and take care, of Rathalos. And then it's just UDK, which is going to be super, super boring. So I'll be back. Let's jump into some dungeons, guys. What do you say? All right, guys. Ice Golem, 25. I decided to use the defensive aura on Tyrell. I think that's the way to go, especially against Ice Golem. We do have the option of going with a 40 accuracy aura on Zargala. Let's see this damage here on the team, though. Man, it's moving pretty fast, not gonna lie, right? But, you know, so far so good. See that A3 that smacked Sir Artemage's A3 again. 120-something thousand damage, not bad. All right, Zargala, Crypt Witch, I'm already getting, okay. wGho comes in with that clutch heal. I'm already getting worried about Crypt Witch. She's very squishy, very squishy. Zargala coming in. Look at this. We're burning through all of... We're cycling right back to our, unfortunately, to our AoE decreased defenses. So we're set up to fail here on wave number 2. All right, we go in. Actually, it's nice to have that triple hitter decreased defense as a backup option. But hey, if there's one thing this team's not lacking, it's decreased defense on an AoE. All right, we landed a stun there on... Is that Drake? Is that champion? Don't call me Dracomorph Drake. All right. Let's go in there and Everything seems okay, but that's how it... Ooh, careful, my Crypt Witch. Oh! Okay. Oh, wow, thank God. So that 2-turn stun by Tyrell is certainly very useful, as I said, on that A3 ability. Basically going to put that, put whoever it lands on total lockdown. Oh my God, Crypt Witch! She's just clinging on to life. Gets a tiny, eensy-weensy heal off of the Life Drinker mastery, but then she goes down. So Crypt Witch could not make it to the final round, and I'm not going to restart and give her a second chance. Maybe a little bit more survivability on this champion would be necessary here. So overall, let me just say it, right? I have another dungeon in store for you guys in a moment, but let me just say it. She's actually, I have a Doom Tower boss. Hard, the toughest boss. Not the toughest boss, but the toughest level of this particular boss. How about that? It's the Griffin, okay? It's the Griffin.
It just got interesting.
It's hard to ruin the surprise. Can this team get this done, by the way? Let's see. Slow and Steady wins the race here. Can we keep Zargala alive and Sir Artemage alive, right? But let me just go ahead and do some power ranking for you guys right out the gate, right? Or not out the gate, but wherever the hell we are in the video. I think that number 5, I think that unfortunately, HellHades.com was right on this one, Crypt Witch. As a matter of fact, I have to say, on Crypt Witch, what did they give her? A 2.5? I really hate to say it, but I think she's worse than a 2.5, right? If that was an AoE decreased defense, like, yeah, sign me up. If it wasn't a conditional need more speed to pull off the A3 so it's easier to build her and ignore defense gear, you know, sign me up, sign me up. Getting a little worried about this team right now, though. Oh, Ugo comes in with that huge heal again. I would actually go even lower than the 2.5. I'd probably go like a 1.5 or a 2 on Crypt Witch. Not a big fan. Now I can see why I did not invest in this champion. I will, however, do a full guide and give her a chance to redeem herself on my Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guides YouTube channel next week. All right, next in line is going to be... Oh, man. You might be shocked that I'm hesitating here because it's between Sir Artemage and Zargala. Zargala, people love Zargala, and I can understand why. Sir Artemage, though, really did impress me, right? Like, he can smack with that A3 ability. Again, this is another reminder. It's a 6.7 multiplier. I hate that these buffs are conditional on the kill. You know, like, you have to kill before you get those buffs. That's kind of the least time that you'd need those buffs. Granted, you could open up with the A3, kill somebody, and go in with the AoE on the A2, so I understand that. But his AoE smacks, his A3 smacks, I really like that champion just as a damage dealer. He doesn't bring enough extra to the table for me to say, yeah, he's a 6-star maniac, yeah, go for him. But he did impress me the most out of everybody in the video. That being said, I think I'd still choose Zargala over him. Zargala does bring the AoE decreased defense and the instant activation. You really can't beat that. So I'll go Zargala as number, or I'll go Sir Artemage as number 4, Zargala as number 3, and number 2 will go obviously to Tyrell. Some people hate on Tyrell, and I can understand why. That A2 ability, it hasn't aged very well. Now, you know, there's a dime a dozen AoE decreased defense champions, whereas back in the day, you know, Tyrell was one of your only options, right? Especially if you didn't have like a, you know, who the heck had it as legendaries in the very early game? Because Dracomorph didn't before he got his big buff. Venus, I guess. There wasn't that many options. There was no Lydia back then, right? So he was very sought after. The reason I still put him over Zargala and Sir Artemage is because he still has a great aura, and he has that really beautiful control ability on that A3. Preemptive Strike's one of the strongest abilities, I think, out of all of these champions. So I gave him number 2. And obviously, Ugo's going to be number 1. I wasn't being hyperbolic or nitpicky. I give her a 5 out of 5, because if Ugo's not a 5 out of 5, then who the heck is, right? Obviously, like the champions I mentioned at the top of the video, I agree. They could all be in that conversation. You can tell me who you think the best epic is in the entire game. I am a huge fan of Ugo. I mean, let's just look at Ugo right now. Just when I think this team is about to wipe, she comes in with that massive heal, let alone the cleanse and everything else she's bringing to the table here. It's really, it's insane. All right, can we get some kills? Even that leech. Look at the leech, how it just healed Zargala. I mean, that was all wGho, all the time. Just putting this damn team on her back. And if she's the last woman standing here, she'll revive we might see an wGho revive, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We might see an wGho revive. Could it be? Could it happen? Kill Zargala. wGho! It's an wGho revive! Take out your glasses, boys and girls. Get ready, don't stare directly at it. But an wGho revive just happened before your very own eyes. So, I was so excited that I cut and I didn't even look at the damage at the end. Was it good? My kind editor Osama's gonna put it on the screen for you guys to go ahead and take a look at it, take a gander at right now. It's floor 90. Doom Tower Hard, Celestial Griffin. Let's see what this team's got. Man, that's it. I know this is super corny, and I know that 90% of the, maybe 95% of the audience are like, why is he flipping out? It's that wGho revive, man. You see it once a year, once a lifetime, some people. Some people wait their whole lives to see the wGho revive in her natural habitat. That was insane. That made the whole video right there. Anyway, here we go. We get to the Celestial Griffin. Can we kill the Celestial Griffin? And again, you're already seeing the utility out of those A1s, right? The decreased attack from Tyrell, the leech from wGho, the decreased defense from Sir Artemage as well. That was the A2 there of Crypt Witch. All right, going in. I mean, really solid here. Considering, I mean, granted, they're like empowered and whatnot, and they're, you know, some of them are good, some of them not so much. But it is impressive they come in here. I don't want to speak too soon, but they come in here and just make work of the Griffin, right? Unfortunately, I tried the Eternal Dragon, as well as the other Doom Tower bosses on this rotation on the hardest settings. They didn't even come close, right? I mean, especially when you talk about Nether Spider, you need specific things. Sure, wGho is great, but you need, you know, I could really go for a Vogoth or something like that, right? Some block damage, jam a Demitha or something like that on the squad. Anyway, here we go. Things are looking, though, pretty safe. I mean, I want you guys to go back again and look and appreciate the healing numbers on our wGho, right? You know, not just the revive and the save of the entire thing at the end there, which is really cool that she has that ability, as freak as it may be to see, but also just how much healing she's doing in this specific build is noteworthy, right? She's really coming in there with all those masteries that we spoke about, healing herself. Wait, no. We saw it again. It's another wGho revive! I can't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. And the Academy Award goes to, well, probably me for overreacting to the wGho revive, but to wGho! I can't believe it. I can't believe we saw it again. wGho, 2 revives. You're welcome. I just made your day. Didn't I? Didn't I do it, baby? There it is, guys. We got Tyrell with 1.2 million, Sir Artemage with 310, wGho. Oh, wGho. We just retitled this video. wGho is amazing. Crypt Witch, 1.1 milli, Zargala 422, but she was dead for quite a bit of that time. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it clearly as much as I have here. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.